It should be actually.
Oh, it just went through.
Really?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I was actually going to help you with something else real quick,
too,
if you want some better...
Guess what?
What?
We're live.
Oh, I was going to say, if you want some better audio for Streamlabs, I could help you real quick if you share your screen again.
No, I don't need better audio. We're live. We're live right now.
We are.
We are totally live right now.
But if you want, I could sell you a car.
Let me stop sharing my screen with you, damn it. You don't know what I'm doing.
I'm not even watching it anymore. It's off.
I don't even know how to unstop it. But, oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to some random geekdomness live streaming. Oh, my God, I can't believe we're doing this.
We literally, for fucking, 6 solid minutes. And it was because it was private.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love life.
I tell you right now, man. I can't with you, man. I can't. This live stream, getting this live stream is probably gonna get 0 views. Getting this live stream up took 3 hours.
Seriously.
It took 3 hours. And in that time, I have not taken one bathroom break. And now that we've got the live stream up, I gotta fucking piss. I gotta take a piss.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is awesome.
How do I stop this screen share?
Is it still doing it?
Yeah, it is. It's so fucking random. It's not stop streaming, right? Or is it stop streaming? Let's press this.
Yeah.
Let's see.
To stop your screen share.
Okay, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I was like, I think it's the exact same button.
This is a car crash. This is the aftermath of a car crash. This is the best thing. This is the best thing. Let's not say that, because car crashes, JR, as you know, are not good things. They're terrible, actually. They're horrifying. People lose their lives.
They're horrifying. Sometimes, when you get in a car crash, you relax your anus a little too much.
Oh boy.
It all goes.
This sounds like a sponsored commercial for Depends. Depends. Adult diapers. Hey, and if that's the case, I need some Depends right now because I'm about to blow up on myself. I gotta pee. So JR, while it took us 3 hours, do something. Kazoo it. Kazoo the goddamn thing while I piss.
I'm trying to think of a song. I'm on the spot right now. I'm trying to get this figured out. Well, let me use my thinking noodle.
Oh man, that was he's still going. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, that was the intro music to this live stream of the G Show podcast. I am G1 and this is whatever the fuck it is. I have no clue. We're doing something though. I'll tell you that much. We are doing something. It is October 28th, 2022. 3 days from the greatest holiday of all time, Halloween. And I am here with my brother from another mother, JR. How the hell are you, brother?
Good. I got that German beer and some candy corn.
Candy corn. Listen, we have no idea. The original, all right, I'll just say, the original topic for this podcast was supposed to be a celebration of 10 years for the G Show Facebook page being around. But no, yeah, we could change that up. We could talk about everything and anything. I don't care. Because, in all honesty, 10 years of the G Show page being up on Facebook, that's a big thing. That is a very big thing. But when we get to 10 years of this YouTube channel, that's gonna be the hubba bubba of it all. And I believe that's coming in around 2014. I think 2022, 2014 that was 8 years ago. So 2014 should be 2024. Jesus Christ. I'm tired. This has been a long, grueling, agonizing 3 hours of trying to get this damn thing up. And we have gotten nowhere yet. Except into round 5 of the alcohol.
It was great. Because we had it going, and then we did it, and then I cleaned my kitchen, and then we came back, we had it going, and then we did it.
Mike, listen. Look.
I managed to bleach my entire kitchen. I can't exaggerate that.
My computer is a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I can't even call it a Tyrannosaurus Rex. At one time it was fearsome like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but this thing is, I don't freaking know. It is the wackest dinosaur computer of all time right now. It's that old, it's terrible. And I can't believe we actually got it to work, which is shocking.
What is this, a 1980s Ford Pinto? Those were the ones that exploded, right?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for it to explode.
I'm connected on all sorts of different things right now. It's insane. Oh my God. Hold on. Let me just throw something out there. Live, just shooting shit. Shooting shit if you Discord. Yo, let me ask you a question, because Halloween is right around the corner. And we both are Halloween buffs. What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh God. If only we had a 3-hour-long podcast that we did at JRCAM on YouTube. Wait, I fucked up my own. Anyway,
I set that up for you, bro. That was the plug. I set it right up. That was a softball,
I fuck plugs up because I have Twitch, YouTube, but I also have Project X Toys, the TikTok, and fucking YouTube, and then I have the Nonstick podcast, which I still haven't deleted, that went fucking nowhere. So yeah, no, but yeah, if you guys are curious to hear our top 10 favorite horror movies, horror genres, you can check out my YouTube channel at JR's GAM. It's literally called Top 10 Horror Movies.
I was on it.
And we, it's fully edited with clips, pictures. I still think it's funny because, sorry, I have to talk about it because I did. That was like the Mona Lisa of what I'm capable of video editing right this second. I'm sure I'll look back and be like, oh, wow, I sucked. But it was just funny how it turned out because I took 2 of those PNG skeletons on a background with moving fire, added the fire sound effects, the wind rustling, did all these sound effects. And then you're the skeleton sitting on the ground, legs crossed next to the fire, and I'm the one kicked back on the stuff. And I thought it was fucking awesome. So you get to stare at those for fucking 3 hours.
Listen, It is a good time. Trust me. You stare at that, you get hypnotized by our wonderful voices, and listen to what we think are our top 10 favorite scary movies. Now, I gotta be honest. Here's a caveat. I'm gonna just blow them up right now. JR's number one is not a scary movie. Okay,
It's not.
It's a fucking comedy.
I mean, Shaun of the Dead is fucking scary when you're young. Those zombie effects and the gore effects are fucking horrifying when I was younger. And the cover, by the way, because the original cover had like some of the zombies, they were just looking at you, and you're like, oh, you just turned it over at night. I watched it when I was young.
Well, that's crazy because it's like, I get what you're saying. I watched it as an adult, but at the same time, they were doing the whole homage to the Romero, like, Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. Definitely Day of the Dead.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna say, hold up. Because we're live. We're gonna get Brother Chase in here. How do we get him in here? Get him in the Discord.
Easy.
Get him in the Discord. And when he when he gets in, we start singing Happy Birthday, okay?
Yeah, I like it. Hold on, I don't think he's my friend on here yet, so give me a second.
Godzilla's Wrath 95.
Godzilla's Wrath, yeah, I don't think he is. It'll just take me a second. Yeah, what the? Oh, wait. If only I had the ability to move. Ray, your picture won't get out of my way. How can I do this?
Get out of the way, picture. Get out of the way.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? Oh, wait, he is. Okay. He's on my friends list. Okay. Just gotta look for it. There he is.
Where is he?
There we go. It's calling him right now.
Oh, is he on?
It's calling him, but as soon as he joins, all he has to do is click to join. There he is.
And one, and a two, and a happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brother Chase, a.k.a. Megzy, a.k.a. G73. Happy to you.
Totally not rehearsed.
No, that wasn't at all. You could serenade it live on a live stream G show.
Perfect.
What's up, Brother Chase? Happy birthday, bro. I know it was yesterday. Happy belated. My phone died yesterday. When I was going to call you, my phone died. I had to work late. It sucked.
You don't need to make excuses.
The excuses are legit. Legit.
Oh, my God.
I see you looking at those messages and not responding on our group chat.
I was waiting. I was biding my time. I didn't think I was. First off, I wasn't supposed to work late yesterday. And then I got fucking that sense of duty all of a sudden. Just was like, motherfuckers, man. And and what turned out to be what turned out to be only working for like 3 extra hours turned into fucking 6 extra hours, and it drove me fucking batty, bro. 3, no wait, I'm lying. Not 6.
It's fine.
5 extra hours. But by that time, my phone was dead. I came home.
Yeah, I was doing stuff anyways. It's all good.
So how the hell are you, man? How does it feel to be another year older in this year, our Lord Godzilla 2022?
Dude, I mean, I think with the circumstances of the past few months, I feel like I'm just now starting to come out of it. I mean, like, the past 2 days, I've literally now started to get my sleeping on track to where I'm not going to bed at 6 a.m.
Oh.
And so, and that's the thing is what happened was I bought me a shit ton of weed. And I bought me, now listen. I bought me. I have a vape because I don't smoke outside. I would rather. When I smoke, I want to do it as I'm watching TV, about to go to bed. Well, what happened was the moment I bought that vape, since that day up until about just a couple days ago, I was smoking every night to go to bed. My body built an immunity to it.
Oh.
So it didn't. And what happens is when you smoke, it halts your dopamine and serotonin. I mean, it gives you dopamine, but it like doesn't do it it doesn't give it like naturally. It alters it. And what happened was I was smoking myself out so much that my body was just like, bro, you have this still in your system from like 2 days ago. And so sleeping just wasn't happening. And I mean, the past few days, I was going to bed almost at 11:30 in the morning.
Good Lord.
So like it was like, yeah, and I would sleep until 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like, wow, I don't like this vampire lifestyle. It was fitting for the month of Halloween. Don't get me wrong, but I just was like, it was driving me nuts, man. I was going insane. And just the past few days, I stopped smoking, and I let my body kind of recycle itself. And I'm starting to go to bed naturally around 4 now. So that's better than 6.
That's not natural. I wake up at 4. What are you talking about?
Okay. So here's the thing. I go to bed at 4 and wake up around 11:30, 12. Okay. Instead of 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So at least I still have part of a day. The main thing is I'm eating again, and I wasn't eating. My body was so depressed, like food made me sick, and so I'm eating again, and I'm not feeling as depressed and upset. So I'm coming out of it.
That's
good.
I
still have moments where my mind goes, and I'm like, fuck, but then. I'm getting myself occupied with God of War Ragnarok.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm playing a shit ton of Dead by Daylight. So
that's what I was about to say. I was like, you think you got your sleep cycle in order? You just wait for next week or 2 weeks from now.
No, dude, that's fine. I don't mind losing it to God of War.
Dude, so I watched. Yeah, go ahead, JL.
No, go ahead. You first,
and
then I'll immediately disappoint everyone here.
Oh, you dirty fuck. So. Chase, we've been having these conversations about God of War over the past several months, especially because Ragnarok's coming out. And I had replayed all the God of War games. The OG games are still the better ones, but I had so much more fun with the God of War 4 recently, even though I didn't wind up like doing the 100% completion like I was going to do, like I planned to do. And then when Ragnarok was coming out, and it's weird because it is a hyped game, right? There's no doubt about it. This is one of those AAA titles that everybody's been waiting for. I just felt like maybe I wasn't looking for it, or it just wasn't popping up on my feed. I just felt like there wasn't a lot of fanfare around this game leading up to its release in 2 weeks. The other day, I watched a fucking video put out by Sony that was like the combat and the villains and the monsters. And it sold me. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
it got me again.
It's definitely what they intended with the first game, but budget.
And yes, you nailed it, because that's exactly what they were saying. They were like, one of the animators, a female, was like, when I played the original games, there was something about Kratos that we just couldn't. We weren't able to do in the first game because budgets, right? Like, so now you get the Kratos I want to see. And don't get me wrong, I loved Kratos in God of War 4. I did. He wasn't my Kratos, but he was still Kratos. And you get the chains and you go to town. The shit I saw with this one, the chain combos here, I was like, okay, they have elevated the game to, I'm not gonna say to where I need it to be just yet, but it seems like they are really focusing on bridging the gap between the two series, and I love that. I love it. So good God Almighty, I gotta waste some fucking money on this shit.
Yeah, I'll let JR ask what he was gonna ask. I got something to say to that.
No, I was just gonna say, like, am I the only one who's just not that excited? Because I can't find a PlayStation 5, so I gotta play it on the PS4 Pro.
Well, here's the thing. I just watched a video this morning of the YouTuber Your Raptor,
Yeah.
And he said this game was not intended for PS5.
Wait.
Yeah, he said this game looks looks just the same on a PS5 as it does a PS4 and performs just the same. It has no implication of what you play it on.
Well, then I retract what I was going to say, but I will say this. I like what I'm hearing about the Blades of Chaos combos because as soon as I got those in 2018, I was like, what fucking axe?
Yes.
Like, I want fucking Kratos again. Two things. One, let's back the camera up a little bit when I'm swinging those fucking blades around. Two, can we please get the Blade of Olympus in this game? Like, I want the Blade of Olympus so fucking bad it hurts.
I think what they're gonna do, but it's kind of fucked up because I think Thor is gonna be a mid-level boss, and I think you get to wield Mjolnir. I think Mjolnir will take the place of the blade.
Yeah. Well, be careful because they leaked part of the Thor and Kratos battle.
Oh, did they? Oh, I didn't know that. I was just going on my own speculation.
It's like 50 seconds. You see, it's like a little like mini game cutscene, and what I'll say to it is it's Thor's not going to be just a little cannon fodder to Kratos, and in a way, it was like I'm not going to say anymore, but I'm like fuck.
I don't.
But Thor was kicking Kratos' ass.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand that. Because, I mean, it's obviously an older Kratos. He doesn't... I mean, does he have all the power that he had in the original series? Because I distinctly remember shoving my thumbs into Poseidon's eyes and snapping his neck. I distinctly remember beating Zeus to death with my own fist. How is Thor anything?
Norse gods are stronger than Olympus gods.
Boom!
I'm just throwing shade. I'm throwing shade.
Yeah, you are.
Well, I'm
it just got dark in
because,
here.
Because if you want to make that argument, Kratos has the quantity of God kills then because he murdered all of them. and here we are, you know, it's like, I'm looking at Thor, I'm like, dude, if this was God of War 2 Kratos or God of War 3 Kratos, you would have been a shit stain on his undies. Like, you're nothing. He would have mopped the floor with you and then shoved his thumbs in your eyes.
I want to say, you know what I would love to see? Because they were talking about the game, they were talking about the scope of the story and how its progression goes, and they were saying certain things like, without giving nothing away, which again is admirable because they shouldn't, but they were saying that there's gonna be certain story beats that's gonna gonna hit us, you know. And while they were saying that, all of a sudden I started to think, because I'm like, this story really is about Atreus, right? Don't get me wrong, Kratos is the focus, but it is really Atreus and where we're going with him. I would absolutely love to see Atreus meet Calliope's spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be so fucked up, though.
Yeah, I know, but I would love it because it's
you're my sister. Yeah, sister.
yeah. I'm your dead ghostly sister.
For the longest time, I was like, I bet you in the next game, Atreus goes to Olympus at one point. They got to do something. They got to go back to Olympus, maybe to get the Blade of Olympus.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's like, I can't defeat Thor. I need another god weapon.
Right, and like, I mean, they're not just going to leave the fact that Zeus was in the last game alone.
Right, exactly.
Fuck no.
Exactly.
And fucking Athena. Like, you can't just give us Athena and then he's just like, yeah, I'm not your monster any longer.
Yes.
And then she never comes up again. Like, no, he's still dealing with that.
Oh my God, could you imagine Athena and Thor's mother?
Yeah.
Having a conversation? Because she's in the game. Well, we already know that. She's all in the trailers.
Yeah.
Well, what's her name again? Jesus Christmas. Why can't I remember?
I don't know. Well, Freya.
Freya, duh, Freya. Oh.
I don't think Freya is. I don't know if Freya is the mom is Thor's mother. I think that was. I know Balder was, but I don't think Thor is. I think Thor was before Freya.
Oh, I could. All right, I'm just going by. I guess.
But I do know that they have mentioned Thor's wife and Thor's not Thor's wife, but Odin's wife and Odin's either Odin's daughter. So I guess we'll see Hela.
Yeah, I was gonna say what was Hel? It was Nortunheim? No, that's not right. What was Hel in the God of War 4? Jotunheim.
Helheim.
What, it was it Helheim?
It was just called Hel.
That's
Helheim.
That's lazy. That's lazy. That's lazy.
You could blame the Norse for that one.
Yeah. Way to go, strong Norse.
That's actually what it's called in the lores. Helheim.
They have all these other realms. It's like, oh, where's the realm of death? Hell. Okay. I guess. I mean, that's where Greek mythology. You get Hades and shit like that. So the underworld. Ooh, spooky. Man, it's just hell.
There was this one speculation video going around, like, was Odin part of the original God of War games? And there's like this guy talking about how there's like lore pieces in God of War where they talk about Odin. And I'm like, what? I don't remember that at all.
I'm
gonna stop that shit right there. Fuck no. No.
Yeah, no.
That's reaching for me. That's hella reaching. Like, it is what it is. Stop trying to. That's why I hate theory videos. Except when we do them.
Come on, all our Godzilla theory videos are the best.
I mean the theory videos where it's just guys putting out stuff where it's just like not even thought through. Because there are YouTubers that do that. They'll just compile nonsense.
Well, Mr. H Reviews does that all the fucking time. I can't stand him because he does that.
Like, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Oh, dude, he got away. Surprisingly, he got away from a lot of that. Now he's doing, like, novel reads. Like, he read Clive Barker's Hellbound Heart recently. Like, his voice is suited for that. I'm so glad. Because now I can start watching his shit, but it was just King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong, just all these random, I pulled these theories out of my ass and they're going to be canon, and none of them fucking became canon, and it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Stop. I'm sorry, this is the tangent with that. I don't like YouTubers who do that shit. Like, when we speculate. We don't sit here and say, yo, this shit's gonna be in the movie. This is what Rodan looks like. And then the movie comes out, it's like, that's not what he looked like. You're a fucking asshole.
Yeah. We don't claim to have information and sources given to us, and then it's all.
Yeah, no. Chase and I, we have mastered the speculation game. We have mastered that game.
Which, by the way, is going to be fun starting up again because apparently they're doing some cool stuff for Godzilla's birthday.
I see. I love this whole live stream thing, especially when it's just on a tangent for everything. Yes. So this morning I saw this crazy, and it's definitely Toho sponsored, Evangelion X Godzilla video.
Oh, so that's a pachinko machine.
It's a pachinko machine, yeah, at the end. But I was like, well, here, ladies and gentlemen, here's your Shin King Ghidorah. It's the 91 King Ghidorah with a...
It's the SH Monster Arts digitalized.
Yes, and it's got the Resident Evil 5 Jill Valentine scarab thing controlling her in its chest, and I'm like, oh my god, what's going on?
I hated that because they did Shin Ghidorah in the Godzilla X Evangelion ride. If you guys watch that video, it's an original design for a Shin Ghidorah, and then they changed it. This new one is, like, I've actually been pissed because the original design was fucking awesome, dude. It was really cool.
I think the speculation I have with that is Toho's Toho's getting ready to put out something Godzilla related with a new King Ghidorah in a movie. And they're doing a fuck ton of King Ghidorah designs. They're just throwing away so they don't waste money. And King Ghidorah is going to be back in some compassion. And we heard them talk about something about, monster origin story stuff a long time ago, but that was way before Godzilla versus Kong came out.
Please, no more King Ghidorah. I don't want it.
Yeah, I don't think.
Well, I would like to see. We need to see Mecha King Ghidorah.
Yeah, we did in Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally
I think where we're all going is we all know it's Destroya.
Stop. No.
There's no reason for Godzilla to be going back to well, he's going to Brazil, and what they were talking about. What they were showing of the people running away, that's supposed to be Brazil, and it was New Mexico, or it was Mexico when the oxygen destroyer went off. But yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It was Mexico, right? I swear to God, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it was Mexico.
That's why I didn't, because then I thought about it, and I was like, well, then there's that one part, because I was going to challenge you in the messenger when you put that up. I was like, wait a minute, time out. That's Mexico. But then
you should have said something, because I was just thinking about that. Like, well, what? That's not Brazil. It was Brazil, and
but the reason why I didn't is because then all of a sudden I thought back to when King Ghidorah, when Kevin grew his head back, and they did that awesome shot that was in the trailer, and you see, the temple or the pagoda, you know what I'm talking about, or whatever the shrine was in the background, and I automatically in my head it just clicked. I was like, oh yeah, Brazil. Because of the giant Jesus statue that's like on the hill.
Well, what's funny is at the end of the credit scene when it comes on, it says Mexico in the credits.
Exactly. So, I mean, but
so yeah, I was thinking about that too, and I'm like, okay, so then maybe, yeah. I mean, obviously they're gearing up for something big for Godzilla and Kong, but
why? We got a shitty director that just got even more free reign to make another shitty fucking movie.
This guy right here. Why did we even podcast with him?
There's the mute button. Let's talk for a bit, Ray.
No, hear me out. Hear me out. I didn't like Godzilla vs. Kong. And I'm not the only one. There's an entire Rob channel, that doesn't like that movie.
Bring it on, brother.
I know.
I love you, Rob. I love you.
I'm just saying. We've been talking about this, and set aside the fact we don't like them. We all unanimously agreed not Destroya. Destroy all monsters before a Destroya. Destroy all monsters before. What you are. Destroya is the end. That should be your Thanos. King Ghidorah can't be the Thanos. King Ghidorah's like a fucking Loki.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially when Mechagodzilla came, and then he was just
that's your Ultron. Mechagodzilla is your Ultron. If you want the biggest, fucking baddest, your Thanos, you save it till after you get the Avengers together. So far, you established that all these monsters exist, and then ignored all of them in Godzilla vs. Kong. I understand there's that in-between comic. I have it. It's fucking great.
And they did not ignore it. It's in the opening credits. They show each and every monster.
Yeah, but they're trying to, say that Godzilla either defeated or killed them. Where in the comic, he fought a couple, but he never killed any of them.
No, listen.
Which is weird.
In the novelization, that gets rectified, but it's still there. They didn't ignore any events that happened. It's all there. It's all there. Right in the first 3 minutes of the movie.
But, I mean, doing a Godzilla vs. Kong sequel, I think the next one should have been Rodan.
Okay.
Or Mothra. Or Muto. Fucking anything.
I'm going to take a machine gun.
So here's the thing. With the Monsterverse, you're not going to... I mean, if you're talking about solo films, you're not going to get any solo film.
Agreed.
Then we don't get solo films. But why is it Godzilla vs. Kong 2?
Because they made money.
It's not called Godzilla vs. Kong 2. The title is to be revealed later.
It's going to be Godzilla vs. Kong 2.
Yeah.
I swear to God if it is. But I'm serious. I think they're doing it. They're doing it too early. Godzilla versus Kong should have been, honestly, King of the Monsters kind of blew the load too. I will blame that fucking movie because you had your Loki before you established the other Avengers, and you just kind of like, they're in here. Here's Rodan, Mothra. Okay, so we got these guys. Fine. And then in Godzilla vs. Kong, you had your Ultron, but your Ultron felt rushed, kind of like in Age of Ultron. Anyways, sorry, I'm not a Marvel guy, but I watch these movies.
There are no strings on me.
Exactly. I don't know. I really hope they don't do Destroya, because Destroya's like, and I'm not trying to like get that mimic. Destroya's like, okay, we're in the Hollow Earth. Kong's down there. There's monsters down there, possibly, that haven't awoken yet, and he's waking them up. Maybe that's why Godzilla's going down there. And then Godzilla and Kong fight, and then the monsters go to the surface of the world, and we have Destroy All Monsters is the next movie, and you have a whole movie of that shit where, we gotta contain all these monsters. Fucking anything other than Destroya. Please don't do Destroya.
And see, but that's the problem with them revealing part of the synopsis already. They specifically say Godzilla and Kong will both go up against a bigger threat.
So I'm taking a machine gun to your Destroyer theory the way an American soldier with Godzilla cells in the briefcase took a machine gun to the Japanese self-defense force in Godzilla vs. Biollante. You understand? This is where I get mad.
I want them to find the Gargantua siblings.
Yes.
Down there,
with that.
and we get Godzilla and Kong fight the Gargantuas.
I'm with it.
At least they're like they helped Godzilla and Kong.
I
to go
don't
up
buy.
against like Minya's the villain.
I do not buy Destroyer being Thanos. That comparison you get chucked right out the window. Destroyer, as cool as it was, this is the problem with everybody having with Destroyer. He didn't do nothing but kill Junior. That's all he did. That's all he did. He didn't kill Godzilla. He did not kill Godzilla. The motherfucking plutonium and Birth Island killed Godzilla.
But that's where the potential is. See, Destroyer is mutated with the Oxygen Destroyer. So
no. But that's my point. Because that's exactly what it was in the movies from the original to Destroyer. These microbes that turned into Destroyer, 50 years later, whatever the fuck it was.
Way too long.
We became this fucking monster. And it didn't kill Godzilla. It didn't kill him. So everybody's like, Destroyer this, Destroyer is not the end all be all. If anything, fuck that. Destroyer is Loki. He's Loki. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. That's what pisses me off. And don't get me wrong.
Godzilla is the Thanos.
What?
Oh, please, God, no.
You're saying Space Godzilla is the Thanos.
No, but what I'm saying is, Mecha Godzilla, and this is why in any incarnation, my least favorite Mecha Godzilla movie, right? Not incarnation, but movie, was the Millennium series. Like, Godzilla X Mecha Godzilla and Tokyo SOS. Those are my least favorite Mecha Godzilla movies. But in every single movie that a Mecha Godzilla is in, he kicks the living shit out of Godzilla. He fucks Godzilla up every single time. From 1974, happened again in 75, it happened in fucking 93, it happened in fucking Kiru did it. And Mechagodzilla in Godzilla vs. Kong handed Godzilla his fucking tail. He did. There's no way around it. So, if you want to say Ultron because it's mechanical, fine, so be it. But if any fucking thing, Mechagodzilla is the Thanos to Godzilla because he's constantly fucking him up. Constantly.
Well then, where do we go? And that's the problem with like the MCU. where do you go after your Thanos? You obviously the synopsis is they team up to fight another monster. What monster do you do at this point?
Well,
I mean, if you do it even Mega Gearus, Orga.
no, but that's the problem.
Nicolas
Everybody wants to jump and take a fucking creature from Toho's library. Why not just create something new? And don't get me wrong, people say, well, the Mutos really didn't do it for me. I'll respect that. I like the Mutos, but I'll respect it. They weren't the threat that any Toho kaiju posed. That was the beauty of the Toho movies. Godzilla is Godzilla. A monster pops up, it starts destroying the city. Godzilla comes and kicks their ass. That's not what the Mutos were. They came back. They tried to repopulate. They didn't give a fuck about destroying the city.
Yeah.
That was the beauty of the Mutos, right? That's why I liked it.
The Mutos, by the way, we're gonna all agree on this. I'm sure the Mutos are awesome. I don't get the hate.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Really
I
really love them.
And then the original.
I would love to see the Muto from King of the Monsters do something.
And that's what I liked about King of the Monsters. I love that Doherty brought in these original monsters alongside the classic Toho creatures. I love that. Skull Island is different because the skull crawlers, those are variations from the 1933 King Kong and the snake in a spider pit. You see those things. You see them, and I love that they just expanded that. But everything else, listen, going forward, especially in the Hollow Earth, it does not have to be a Godzilla-centric villain or monster from Toho. Create something for the crime.
And that's where I get kind of like upset because I love the war bats. I thought those things were fucking cool.
Yeah.
And I'm a person, one of the rare people that actually really dug Dragon Wars. I mean, I was a kid when I saw it, but I loved it I loved the Cobra type giant dragon.
It's a fun movie.
And I would love if there was something like some type of like bat-like creature. Like I would see Camazotz from the comic be on screen. I'm just like, because that's the one thing is I personally have not seen Godzilla fight a bat except, from the series cartoon. And I would love to see Godzilla fight a bat, but I know that wouldn't be anything like a threat to Godzilla and Kong.
Guys, I know who it's going to be. It's going to be Mechani Kong from King Kong Escapes.
Molly, no.
I'll buy it.
Hold on.
I'm in.
Hold on a sec.
I'm all in.
I like this idea.
I'm all in.
We get to see Kong get his shit punched in.
I'm all.
We did with Kong.
Couple times.
Yeah,
we got to see his shit kicked in.
A Mechani Kong would actually be pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind seeing that. Updated Gorosaurus would be cool.
That's the thing. See, not for nothing. I mean, and Japan went crazy in the mangas and did that. They did a mecha for everything. Every kaiju had a mecha. There was a mecha baron.
I love that one because I love seeing like the armored Mothra and that artwork and stuff, and the robot Mothra, and they had like what was another one they had? They had Mothra, and they had some other mecha monster that was something we haven't seen. I can't remember what it was. It was
last night. I saw Mecha Varan on Twitter, and I was looking at it and I was like, I could jive with this. I'm Mecha Varan.
I love Mecha Varan. You kidding me? That's one of my favorites. Right? It's one of my favorites.
Goddamn, man. Is that as many beers as you can carry?
Well, yeah. Dude, I've been...
we could get you like a little pull wagon. You just put them in your wagon and pull them.
The only reason I'm not drinking that much is I, here in fucking a million years it seems, am going to see the original 1978 Dawn of the Dead in 3D in theaters.
You know what?
That's going to be fun.
That's a great segue. Let me ask y'all a question. I'm going to start with you, Brother Chase. What's one of your favorite horror movies? Because I would like to know, like, what is your favorite horror movie outside of, like, anything with giant monsters? And Jurassic Park. Don't you dare say Jurassic Park.
Fuck. That's a hard one because I didn't get severely into horror movies until I was like in middle school, high school. But so as a kid, I grew up a lot watching werewolf movies because a lot of the stuff that I was into, my dad liked. And my dad loved horror movies, and he watched anything with monsters. My dad fucking watched, but werewolves were the one thing that scared the shit out of me the most as a kid, and that's because of just I thought they were creepy, and also my cousin put on a werewolf costume, hid in my closet when I was like 5 years old. I walked into my house, and he pops out of the closet and literally fucking chases me around the house. And I was fucking mortified.
So, out of those werewolves, like the werewolf genre, which one specific, like Lon Chaney Jr.'s The Wolfman, or I'm curious.
Dog Soldiers scared the fuck out of me.
Great movie.
But I don't know how I would feel watching it now. But what I'll say is I did watch The Howling a lot. I did American Werewolf in London. It was a staple. Goosebumps, R.L. Stein's Goosebumps. Those werewolf movies were actually pretty good too. The Wolf of Fever Creek and the Wolfskin. Those ones were those were good little kid scares. I mean, and I call them kid scares because they were centricated kids movies, but they actually were pretty fucking gruesome. We just watched the movie The Curse a couple weeks ago.
Is that the one with Christina Ricci?
Well, yeah. So Curse, yeah, that is a werewolf one, but this is actually a new movie that came out last February, and it has I think it's Brooke Holdham in it. The guy who played in Sandman, he plays the Carnathians.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
He was the main character in The Predator.
Yep, and he was in Logan. He was the leader of the Marauders.
Oh, that guy!
Yeah, he's a good dude. I like him.
Who said The Predator? What's The Predator?
Well, so The Cursed, he basically it was a werewolf origin story, and I don't exactly remember what his role was other than he basically gets called upon. Oh, he's like Van Helsing. He's like a murder detective or something. Oh. And it's this takes place in like the early like 1800s or something like that. I don't know. There it was basically what happens is this gypsy puts a curse on this land because of some shit that unfolds, and it has like I don't know how to explain it to get into the actual drivel of it, but it basically the gypsy turns the curse into like a type of lycanthropy, and the werewolves looked nothing like werewolves I've ever seen, but basically they piss off these gypsies, and for the punishment they get if they find this piece of well, actually if they come across the thing that's cursed, they basically die and turn into lycanthropes. And the way I'm describing it is really poor, but it was actually a pretty fucking good movie. I would recommend it. Give it a shot because it's different, and it's like it's an origin story of how like werewolves came to be, and it was pretty fucking cool. But I really like that one, but I don't know what I love the Jason movies, and I remember watching Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, and I remember watching I would watch stuff like I'm a big fan of the Collector movies. I like those movies a lot. The Collector, the Collection, and the Collected, and they're supposed to be making a new one, but that was like right before COVID, and I don't think that's happening anymore. But I like those movies a lot. I thought those were good, but those were good by the people that made Saw. I'm not really much of a fan of Saw, but and I watch my fair share of vampire movies and stuff, and but I don't know. I really like the 2012 Wolfman with Hugo Weaving and Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
That one. What's up?
Is it a straight remake of the original Wolfman? Because I've kind of seen scenes. I've been curious because Lon Chaney Jr. did it the best for me personally. But
no, I never saw the original Wolfman. I can't tell you.
So I had the honor of watching both. I don't think it's a direct remake, but it was definitely inspired. Way more than, let's say, the Tom Cruise Mummy movie was inspired by Boris Karloff's Mummy.
I know the werewolf in the Wolfman was designed after that werewolf in the original.
Yeah. It was, but they took it to another level. I mean, like, that Wolfman was fantastic.
I love that asylum scene when he's in the courtroom and they're trialing him and he transforms in the courtroom and just murders everyone.
So I've seen the transformation scene and I was like, oh, this looks cool, but I love the original Wolfman.
The original Wolfman.
What I say is, dude, if you can find it, I'm sure you can find it for free to watch or somewhere. I recommend watching it. It wasn't bad.
It's not bad, and it's got a decent amount of gore. It's violent. It gets violent, and that's the one thing. The original Wolfman, I love it. I agree. It's one of my favorites. A couple of years back, I had like Creature from the Black Lagoon box set, the original Universal. So a couple of years back, like during COVID, actually, it was around this time. It was around Halloween. I just bought all the rest of them. And I'm not saying I'm lying. I didn't buy all of them. I bought Frankenstein, I bought Dracula, I bought the Wolfman. I did not buy the Mummy, and I did not buy the Invisible Man.
Dude, I don't like the Mummy or the Invisible Man.
I know.
Sorry.
No, and I get it, because I'm the same way. I was like, I don't really need those. But these guys, these are the core. And the reason why I had those, except for the Mummy, they're in a Monster Squad. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
So when I watched the original Wolfman, and I'm like, holy crap, because I sit back and I think, I'm like, did I ever really watch this movie? I'm pretty sure I did when I was a kid, because they were on TV. But I didn't get it. I didn't understand. Man, when I watched that movie, I was like, okay. It was fantastic. And I love that they continued Lon Chaney's arc with like Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, and then I think House of Frankenstein or House of Dracula, whatever it was. But in one of those movies, in one of those sequels, this was one of my favorite things, because it brought me back to a Nightmare on Elm Street movie or a Friday the 13th movie. Like, how are they gonna bring back this fucking character? They died in the last one, and I'm watching it, and there were in this particular movie, there were grave robbers. I think it was House of Frankenstein. They were grave robbers, and they open up. They go in and they find Larry Talbot, and he's dead, and he's buried. He wasn't buried. He was actually in a what do they call those houses? A moratorium? Is that what it is? Where they don't bury you, they put you in a little house.
Yeah.
He was in that. They open the coffin. It's got Wolfbane all over it. They pull all that shit out to take whatever he had on him, and he wakes up. The Wolfbane was keeping him asleep, and that's how he came back to life. And I was like, that's fucking genius. And this is like 1940. It's like, what the fuck? I loved it. It was because it was way back when, and then it hit me. I was like, oh, it's movies like that the movies like Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th, whenever they brought them back, took inspiration from.
Yeah.
So to me, that was like legit the first time you saw a dead man come back to life, and in my head, a legit way because he was a wolf. Took the wolf bane off, he woke up. I loved it. I thought it was genius.
I think my first Wolfman movie was actually the Hammer remake of the Wolfman.
I've never seen.
It's not good. It's really not good.
It's the Jack Nicholson werewolf movie.
That's called Wolf.
Yeah.
No.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's called Wolf. Stay away.
I thought it was a remake of Wolfman.
It's called Wolf, and Michelle Pfeiffer's in it. And at the end, I'm gonna blow it right now. At the end of the movie, her eyes turn into a wolf eye, and I was like, yeah, okay. I've seen that at the end of Thriller, Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Thriller is still the greatest zombie movie of all. No.
So I actually have a story real quick that's actually pretty interesting. That I've been thinking about actually the past couple of months because I always think about like what movies I would want to make, and I've been like, if I would make a werewolf movie, like how would I do it? Well, so me and at the time my girlfriend and I we watched this werewolf movie where I can't fucking remember what it was called, but it was terrible. But the premise of it was pretty interesting, where this werewolf lives in this old people like HOA, homeowners association community, and he's preying on the fucking old people.
Wait,
he's eating the.
It's just Bubba Hotep.
Yeah. Well, so this war veteran moves into it, and he's like blind, and he shit. He fucking witnesses. He hears his neighbor next door get killed by the werewolf, and he doesn't know what it is, but he knows he heard the murder, and the shit starts unfolding where the guy who's the werewolf. They fucking find out who it is, like the next scene later, right? And it's this guy that works at the fucking church, and all these old folks keep going on Sundays too. And the guy's like, I know it's you because I can smell it on you, because I can smell what I smelled when the werewolf attacked me and killed my dog. And I'm like, well, shit, okay. So obviously we know now. They both know who's who, and then the old guy starts turning the guy starts turning all the old people into werewolves. It's like a werewolf apocalypse at this old people home, and they go after this guy who's blind, and well, let's just say it does not end well at all. And it just got me thinking, like, well, fuck, if I was going to make a werewolf movie, what would I do? And I'm like, you know what I would like to do? I would like to do a werewolf movie where it's an actual serial killer who knows he's a werewolf, has control, and he targets people as a serial killer, as a werewolf. And he wants to gain, like, legendary status that way. And I'm like, I would love to see something like that. And I was just curious, like, if you guys were going to do something like that, if you've ever thought about it, what would you guys do for, like, a movie like that?
Specifically the Wolfman, or?
Yeah.
Well, the Wolfman wasn't a serial killer per se. He hated the fact that he was a werewolf. That's the one thing I loved about Larry Talbot. He was, I don't want this. Hey. I'm a monster. Help me, kill me. I love that.
No, that's why if you were to do a modern day Wolfman, he's a hermit in the middle of the fucking woods, away from civilization. That's how you make a modern day Wolfman movie. He's away from everyone. He can't kill anyone. He could still hunt the game as the Wolfman. And then some stupid teenagers. It's always got to be stupid.
It's got to be the teenagers. I just came to that realization this week. It's got to be teenagers. They got to be high school teenagers. It has to be.
Dude, it has to. But they stumble across this cabin. They're looking for a good time. And say, for instance, he's not there that night. For like 30 minutes, we just focus on this hermit. Just living his life in the middle of the woods alone. He's got a creek like a quarter mile away from his house is how he gets his water. And, every time he turns into the Wolfman, he ends up killing a bunch of games. So you see him, for instance, like dragging deer back to his house. Like, you just follow him for 30 minutes, no dialogue.
I do like that premise.
Living his life. And then, yeah, it's some stupid fucking teenagers on the wrong night looking for a good time. He's not there because he's transformed into the Wolfman off fucking hunting shit. They're like, oh, let's go party in this fucking cabin. And they break into his house on the wrong night.
So I like that. I like that idea, but I would change it. Not make it teenagers. Make it like photographers or something.
No.
Something a little original or different.
They gotta be teenagers. It's gotta be teenagers. That's the trope. That's the trope.
You have to.
You gotta kill these teenagers.
You gotta make them really likable teenagers.
No. They gotta be schizzos. You gotta make it. You gotta have 2 likable teenagers out of like 7.
Yeah. The rest of them are Eli Roth.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Body count's always.
And do those 2 teenagers have a romance?
No. That's the best part. They don't. But they found themselves. Like they liked. One was with one person, one was with the other person. They were totally not compatible with each other. But the fact is, they were the good ones. See, like the rule of thumb, in my opinion, is you have to kill 5 people. Five. That's the least. You want to go crazy? You kill 30. You just, you're gonna fucking spray,
all right? So the 3 of us need to meet up. We need to get a notepad, and we need to make our own fucking werewolf movie. We'll do a suitmation werewolf.
Yes.
We'll figure it out.
It's gotta be.
We can either tar one of us up and put fucking rugs on us. Werewolves.
Man, listen, I live in Vegas, man. I go down to the strip. I get one of them Cirque du Soleil dudes.
You can pay one of the bums on the street.
No. Look, that's probably a real werewolf. But I'm talking about you go to the Cirque du Soleil. We go to Cirque du Soleil. We get one of those dudes that are just agile and they can just go. Like. Well, that's it. That's another story right there. That's not the one I want. Honestly, if we're talking about how making a werewolf movie, when I moved out here to Vegas, I started writing like a remake to the original Wolfman, and I wanted to keep it in that time, with a black and white, filter. I wanted to do all of that and not modernize it at all. I wanted to keep it there and just expand on, if you gave me a budget that was a little bit more, and I'm pretty sure it was going to be a lot more than what they had when they made the original Wolfman, then I want to go and remake the original Wolfman, but not, like I said, not setting it in a modern time. Remake that movie in that time, with that setting, with those characters, and go for broke. And I was going to do the exact same thing. It was Larry Talbot. He meets the girl. He knew her, whatever the case may be. He was into doing these, in my version, he was into doing these toy soldiers, made out of silver. That was his thing. He crafted them, and she had, in the original movie, he finds his cane in her shop. That's how he gets killed. He doesn't get shot. He gets bludgeoned to death. They kill him with a cane. They beat him with a silver cane. But in my version, it was like, because I had this idea of an expanded, this was the jump off to the expanded universe. He makes the silver soldiers, right? He's turned. She knows he's the werewolf. He wants her to kill him because he's like, please, I love you to death. You got to be the one to kill me. Please, but she loves him. She can't do it. He melts the soldiers into silver bullets. And he gives her the box. And at the end, she shoots him. And he goes over the cliff into the water. And at the very, very end, this thing ending is she pulls the box out and all the silver bullets are there. She never shot him with the silver bullets. So he's still alive. That's the werewolf movie I made. The original Wolfman.
I like that idea. But I think we're not talking about...
Because she loved him.
I think we're not talking about the fact that we need an Ernest Scared Stupid 2 with John Cena playing Jim Varney.
Oh,
Jim Varney.
Look the same. Come on.
I love Ernest Scared Stupid.
I watched it last night.
I might watch that tonight. That's a classic.
I love that fucking movie. I've been on about it all day. But I'm
The fucking Ernest movies have funny shit, man. Ernest in the Army was fucking funny, dude.
Dude, I have all of them except Ernest Saves Christmas because I don't like that one. That one's I just don't like that movie.
Fuck.
Like you can tell that one had no budget, but it's awesome. Like I was talking about earlier, is you have Ernest fighting the killer clowns from outer space because that's them. That's the props, the animatronics they use. That's them.
That's great.
No, I'm serious. You can't. He hasn't come back.
No.
You can't unsee it. Side by side, Jim Varney and fucking John Cena look exactly the same. You cannot change my mind on this. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, we could do Ernest Scared Stupid. Because you can make John Cena like fucking Ernest's son. He's just Ernest P. Worrell Jr.
Or you do is you could just have a fucking movie with John Cena in it around Halloween, and for Halloween he goes as Ernest. That would be fucking funny. That would be funny to me instead of him actually being it's like Ernest had a son at some point, which at some point it's like, who the fuck would have a kid with Ernest?
What is it? Eartha Kitt? The crazy lady? It was her. Fuck it, I don't care.
I mean, Ernest in the Army, he kind of picks the redheaded chick until his lips peel.
I'm serious because I know Killer Clowns from Outer Space is coming back, and I'm just sitting here. I'm like, you've got John Cena, who's just buffer Jim Varney. We can make this happen. We can do this. Just Ernest P. Worrell Jr. That's all you have to do.
First off, Killer Clowns is coming back as a video game. It's not coming back.
But the figures are coming back. Like, I heard, I don't know, it was a rumor, and I hate rumors. I heard there was a fucking movie coming.
No, there's no
movie. How are there clowns in outer space?
First off, they're not just clowns. They're killer clowns.
But they're aliens?
That's so, you've never seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
No.
Dude, it's the best! Dude, there's a kaiju in the movie. There's a kaiju in the movie. Now, listen, if there's a kaiju in any movie, I'm already sold. So I was into the movie when I was watching it as a wee lad. I was like, oh, this is fun. And then at the end, a motherfucking Clownzilla comes out. And I go, oh, shit. I was fired. It was over. Seriously, it's one of my brother's all-time favorite movies. I'm like, you're joking, right? He goes, no, that's like one of the greatest movies ever made. I'm like, what? He doesn't deny. He's like, that's one of the greatest movies ever made. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is fun.
This fucking Terrifier shit.
Dude, I hear the Terrifiers, both movies are fucking good. I haven't seen them yet, but
the look of it is awesome. The Terrifier himself, that design, that's a see, that's the thing. Like, so, wow, this is become the Halloween episode. There's things like the reason, to me personally, the reason why like slasher films work, especially in like the 80s, when you had Freddy, when you had Jason, and then Michael Myers was resurrected like in the mid to late 80s. They were creatures that were human. This is why, listen, this is why I love Jeepers Creepers. I really love Jeepers Creepers too. That's my favorite one. And I know all of the, the circumstance aside with the director and all that shit, controversy aside, that's a good movie. But the design of the creeper is what makes it, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like Bigfoot. It's not like Bigfoot, but you know what I'm trying to say? The humanoid aspect, they're not giant monsters, they're not a werewolf, they're not a Frankenstein. Well, they could be, but at the same time, it's just these humanoid creatures. I love that. The Wendigo, like things like that. It doesn't need to be too animalistic. This is why I love Freddy. This is why I love Jason. This is why I love this, whatever the fuck this thing we just said, the Tormentor, the Terrifier.
Yeah, the clown. He's a clown serial killer.
But it looks like he has some supernatural. He's not real. It looks like he's a supernatural being.
Yeah, right.
Pennywise, almost. You know.
Yeah. No. So for the longest time, I was like, "What is Jeepers Creepers? What is that monster?" And then I had an old friend. He was like, "Oh, it's a Satan moth." And I was like, "What the fuck is a Satan moth?"
I've never heard that before. Satan moth. That's so good.
He's like, "What the fuck is a Satan moth?" And he's like, "Well, he's got wings, and like you cut the limbs off, and he's made of dust." And I'm like, "Moths aren't made of dust. What? He's got bat wings." He's like, "Yeah, because he's a Satan moth." I'm like, I was like, "Did you smoke a joint before I came over?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Stop."
Wait,
Satan moth.
but you've seen Jeepers Creepers, right? What was that, Chase?
So he's just a moth with bat wings?
Yeah, he's a Satan moth.
Oh, time out. Wait. We have all seen Jeepers Creepers, right?
Well, yeah.
Chase?
Oh, yeah, a long time ago.
All right, as long as we all right. As long as we
And you know you're talking about Jeepers Creepers, and I'm like, well, wait a minute.
It's just like
I thought we were on Mothman trends.
It's just his logic didn't make sense. But now, like, you will never unsee it now. For no reason. It's like, well, I mean, I guess, yeah. Because what the fuck? I mean, you can't say he's a demon because he doesn't have too much of a supernatural element to, like, where certain demons would have. Like an imp, for instance, to a certain degree. And I'm like, okay, but, I mean, Satan Moth, I mean, he collects flesh, like how moths collect fabric? I don't know. I'm trying to think about this.
All the creeper is just Nemesis after Resident Evil.
He just fucked off to do his own thing after Resident Evil 3. He was like, I'm done, I'm good. This lady is mean. I was just trying to get her autograph, and she shot me in the face with a shotgun.
Right, he's calling her a star the entire time. I mean, like, he wants her autograph.
Not the remake.
Star. You know, like,
I'm playing the fucking remake. I haven't once heard it come out of his mouth. And by the way, I hate Nemesis in the remake. He annoys the fuck out of me.
Why? Because he's a lot stronger? No,
because he's in the fucking way. I'm like, move your fat ass out of this narrow hallway. Can you chase me from somewhere else, please? I don't have time for this shit. I'm trying to get to the save point so I can get off.
I gotta be honest, Resident Evil 3 Remake is nowhere near as good as the original Resident Evil 3.
Hell no.
It's
Not
polished. It looks pretty. It looks pretty. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, dude.
It plays nice.
Have you played it on the Series X after they did the ray tracing patch?
I don't know. I played it last year, so I don't know.
Dude. So it was a few months ago. If you own it for Xbox One, you get the upgrade to Series X now, and they increased the resolution with ray tracing. That game's pretty.
Yeah.
That's where ray tracing works with games for me. Like, you don't throw them in every other fucking game. Games that don't deserve it. Survival horror games is where ray tracing works. You get the real-time reflections in the rain and the puddles. Creates that atmosphere, like with the Silent Hill remake. You're gonna get the ray tracing through the fucking fog. That's where it works. I don't need it in Call of Duty. I don't give a shit in Call of Duty. I'm shooting corn instead of people because I get bored in Call of Duty. So I'll just sit there and shoot like corn stalks and shit. I don't need ray tracing in Call of Duty.
Oh my god.
Anyways, they did it with Resident Evil 2 Remake as well. The same patch. So I've been trying to hunt down Resident Evil 2.
I wonder if I'm able to, because I have it digitally, Resident Evil 3. I wonder if I'm able to upgrade my patch for Resident Evil 2. Oh yeah,
just look for an update for it, and either it'll show up or it won't. If it doesn't show up, you probably all you have to do is boot it up, go to settings, and see if it has a ray tracing option.
Okay.
That's it. That's it, dude. Because I bought it last month, and yeah, it had a fucking huge. It was like a 40 gig update.
Oh,
it was big, but I would say, like, dude, it's gorgeous. That again, that's one of the times where I notice the ray tracing. I'm like, oh, this is when it works good. Who gives a fuck about Cyberpunk? This is what ray tracing was made for. Horror games. And then no one's ever going to use it because everyone's saying that the series consoles and the PS5 are underperformed now because of, what was it, Gotham Knights came out, and it's like a lock 30 on consoles, and everyone's like freaking out, but it turns out it's super CPU intensive. Oh, sorry. I'll stop talking about technology.
Way to go, Mr. Technical. Oh. Damn, I was going to go somewhere and I forgot where the fuck I was going.
Monster Squad?
One of the greatest monster movies ever made?
I want to watch it so bad.
You've never seen the Monster Squad?
Oh, I've seen it. I just don't own it.
Okay.
Did you guys see they're making a sequel to Tusk?
What?
Why?
And Justin Longwood coming back.
Why?
Money!
No. I want someone to go up to Kevin Smith right now, please, if you are listening or hear this in the future. Okay. I was like, go to Kevin Smith, go up to him. And I want you to take him by the hand, look him dead in the eyes, and ask him if he's okay.
And just tell him that Clerks wasn't that good.
Clerks is good!
I heard Clerks 3 was fucking bad.
I didn't watch Clerks 3. I didn't watch
I didn't see the new one either.
Jay and Silent Bob reboot was fucking terrible.
No, it wasn't that bad. Was it? No, it wasn't.
Hear me out. Hear me out. I don't like Kevin Smith. I like maybe 3 of his fucking movies.
Name them.
I don't like him.
What's the 3? Name them.
Okay, the original Clerks.
My love for you is ticking hot, berserker. Would you like some making
Zack and
fuck
Mary Make a Porno was great.
Zack and Mary Make a Porno.
What?
I love that movie. And Clerks 2. Minus the stupid musical number. That's fucking dumb.
So what that tells me is, no, you're a terrible person. Because Kevin Smith's best movie is Dogma. Mallrats is great.
Oh wait, Mallrats is good. I guess there's 4 then, because I did enjoy Mallrats. But no, Dogma is shit.
No, it's not. That's a great movie.
I fucking hate Dogma, and
You're not even religious.
I am religious.
Oh, maybe that's why you hate it. I didn't know you were religious.
No, it didn't offend me. It didn't offend me.
JR prays for this flying spaghetti monster every night.
Yes. But what pisses me off about Dogma is it's fucking pretentious.
What?
Kevin Smith acts like he knows the almighty answer in this movie, and I'm like, you showed me a shit monster earlier in the film.
That's the
Shut
joke.
the fuck up.
That's the
I
joke.
get the joke. But I think he might be full of shit with that movie. Because it comes off super pretentious to me.
That is the first time I ever heard pretentious when it comes to Dogma. Because it's anything but. If you want to say, oh, Alanis Morissette is God, I'd be like, well, at that particular point in time, she was. I'm just saying.
I guess it's
not pretentious.
Movie of the time.
It's a movie of the time.
I've talked to several people about Dogma, and like even people who really fucking love it, and they're like, "Why?" I'm like, I say the same thing. I'm like, I think it's too pretentious, and then they say, "Well, that's the joke in the movie." I'm like, but is it?
In that case, are you saying the pretension is sarcasm?
There you go.
I mean, what are you saying is pretentious about it?
Yeah, I really want to know too.
The fact that he sits here and acts like this is I figured out religion. I'm putting it in the movie. I'm going to talk about religion like I know everything there is to know about religion. But when I was watching the movie, I'm like, no, you're sitting here having these conversations in this movie that don't go anywhere. Just like, but that's where people say it's just like religion. They don't go anywhere. Yes, but then you actually have God show up in your fucking movie.
Why not?
That's where it is. You sit here, and the whole time you have the angels and all this shit.
Well, then you must have a lot of issues with Bill and Ted and Tenacious D.
Whoa! Let's not do that.
I don't like Tenacious D.
Fuck you. Get him off the podcast. Get him off the podcast right now. Get him off.
But there's a difference, though. Dogma never came off when I watched it as 100% satirical. It came off as Kevin Smith saying, no, this is what religion is. I would know. I used to be blah, 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 is how it came off to me. And it was like, no, and set aside my religious beliefs, because my religious beliefs are, I believe in Jesus, and he believes that I could do whatever the fuck I want within reason. That's my religion right there. But it's not, the movie didn't offend me. It was just like too pretentious and too preachy.
I totally don't buy
like the execution of the satire.
Yeah, it's a complete
that might be it.
It's a completely satirical film. That can't be said.
Satirical?
That's the one. It is. It's all satire. There's nothing preachy about that movie.
So back in 2016, they made this movie called Shin Godzilla. It was the most best satire I've ever seen.
It was the greatest remake to an American movie I've ever seen.
No, I'm just saying, with Dogma, that's my opinion. I'm not a Kevin Smith fan, and the fact that they're making a Tusk 2 shows that he tried. You know, because he had Yoga Hosers after that. That movie really sucked.
Yeah, that's why he's not making Yoga Hosers too.
But that's why he was like, I'm going to do Jane Silent Bob reboot. I'm going to bring back two of my most famous, beloved characters. Nobody cared.
I did.
Like, well, I'll do... Okay, well, that's fair. But then he's like, I'll do Clerks 3. Literally nobody cared.
That's fair.
And now
that's
he's
fair.
like, okay, well, people still talk about Tusk. And it's like, we talk about Tusk not because it's good. We talk about Tusk because what the fuck did I just watch that was one of the worst things I've ever seen? Make a sequel to it. That's a good idea. That I don't like. I guess 4 movies out of his chronology.
It reminds me of when they were doing Super Troopers 2, and that movie bombed too.
Well, it's because Super Troopers 1 was funny. I prefer Beer Fest.
Beer Fest is great.
Beer Fest is
love Beer
a
Fest.
classic.
That should reignited my love for Beer Fest. Beer Fest actually made me want to write a fucking a trilogy of movies using the G Show as the title characters, but it just. I digress. I'm going back to Kevin Smith.
You know we could do that, right? Like,
yeah, I could. Yeah, I know. Listen. I've got all 3 movies already in my. I know the titles. I know the plots. I know how it goes.
You know how many drinking games we could get into?
That's the. How do you not like Tenacious D? You know what? Tweet on you.
Okay. I don't like Tenacious D, and there's one very simple, simplistic reason.
It's pretentious.
No.
I'm just fucking.
It's because every fucker in my fucking life says it's the greatest movie of all time, and when I watched it, I was like, it's alright, the music was pretty good.
It's not the greatest movie of all time, but it's one of the greatest musicals ever.
I could almost agree with that.
What's the greatest musical ever then? And don't say Wizard of Oz, because I'll click you off.
No. I love the Wizard of Oz as much as the next guy, but no. Let me actually think about that.
Don't put Disney in there, because Disney is nothing but musicals. The greatest live action movie.
I've only seen a few. I wasn't a fan of musicals. I'm still not, but Chicago wasn't bad. But that was just recently because my girlfriend loved it, and she wanted me to watch it, and I'm like, not that bad. I like this musical called The Devil's Carnival.
Is that the one with Sean the Clown from Slipknot?
Yeah, and Ivan Moody from Five Finger Death Punch and all these other musicians. And it's a whole bunch of metal musicians, and they make this movie about heaven and hell and the story of like all the seven sins and how hell wants to rebel against heaven. And it is actually a pretty good musical.
Sounds like Dogma musical. Sounds like Dogma musical. I don't understand.
I'm never gonna live that one down.
No. You just found your new babe, my brother. I love you. But no, Dogma is
I think Godzilla. I think Mothra versus Godzilla Battle for Earth is a good musical too.
Yeah,
we have that whole hour-long musical segment of the twins.
I wish that movie would shut the fuck up.
I know. I haven't watched that movie because I can't come to that scene of that like 20 minutes of the Mothra twins singing for Mothra. It's like, oh my god! It's like every other minute too.
I don't understand the hate that movie gets. I really don't. That is not the worst SI movie at all.
So here's the thing. I watch it dubbed, and I mean I haven't watched it not dubbed, but the thing is the singing in that movie when it's edited is very like just repetitive, and because it happens almost like every other 5 minutes. Once the fairies get on screen, there's like singing every scene up until Batra shows up.
Wow, yeah, that's not in the Japanese version.
It's really rough. Like, and it's not necessarily a bad movie. It's actually got some great fight scenes in it.
Yeah, it does.
Like
when you come down to it, it's like they have no arms or legs. At least King Ghidorah couldn't land and use his heads to like. Mothra and Batra are consistently in the air. They can't land, and oh man, listen. But I didn't know. I've never seen the dub version, and I will never watch it ever, because that's not how it's supposed to be seen. So
it just gets to a point where it's like, okay, we've heard the fairies sing for Mothra the like 80th time now, and of course that's an exaggeration, but it literally just feels that way. And you're sitting there and you're like, okay, can we just fast forward all this stuff?
It's not an exaggeration.
In the Japanese version, though, they sing twice. They sing when Mothra's destroying Tokyo to save them. They do their song, and then at the end, when it's cocooned, they sing to free it.
Yeah,
and that's it.
They sing during that. They sing on the fucking ship.
They don't sing on a ship. When did they sing on a ship?
In the dub version, yeah.
It's the dub version.
They sing on the ship. They sing while Mothra's destroying the city. They sing when Mothra and Batra are carrying Godzilla away. They sing because they took a dump. They sing all the fucking time.
And that just goes to show you that the American version has ruined a good movie. It's a decent.
I'm gonna have to rewatch Battle for Earth and just actually calculate how many times they sing. But yeah, literally that's the reason why I haven't watched it, is because when they sing, and so my thing is repetition. Certain repetitive things make me very depressed. And when the Mothra twins sing, and it's the constant thing where it's like as much as it felt like it, I was starting to get really depressed watching the movie, and I'm like, I can't do this. I don't want to have this in my brain right now.
It's aggravating because it's not that they sing so much. It goes on way too long sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, like when Mothra's swimming to Tokyo, that scene, that song was like 5 minutes long.
Dude,
wait, why? But in the Japanese version, they put the Batra theme on there. It's going dun 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 dun.
It is fucking the twins in a hotel room singing
Yeah, so that whole scene where she's in the water destroying shit, she gets to land and starts destroying shit, that whole 900 fucking years of footage of this shot.
Don't they sing when she's cocoon too?
Yeah, they do. It never ends.
You know what it is? You know what it is?
It's fucking repetitive, man.
Man, y'all bug. I don't know. That movie's dope.
Anyways, I have to agree with Chase. That's the best musical.
I mean, Godzilla, Titanosaurus, and Mechagodzilla on Ice was pretty good too.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you! I almost choked on the fucking alcohol. Oh man, I almost choked on it. Oh boy.
No, like I really like that movie, but there's so much either scene skipping or that mute button's heavy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Turn the mute button on for sure.
Well, and like I like the premise though, the Indiana Jones knockoff they were going for.
Come on, it's so
It's awkward because when they get to the part where Mothra's destroying the city and they're singing, it's like this is a moment where Mothra is being attacked by the military, and everything we've watched up to this, it's been like Toho's classic music, and like where's the classic Godzilla March themes and like the G-Force themes, and it's the twins singing Mothra's serenading song. It's like she's pelted in the face by firecrackers.
She's destroying Tokyo, and all you can hear is "No, you," and you're like, "Stop! Time and a place! Time and a place!"
There's a reason why my mom told me when I was younger that I can't watch that movie because the music got stuck in her head so much. She's like, Chase, you need to fucking find a different movie to watch. I'm just gonna find another Godzilla movie, Mom. She's like, no. That's the same music in the other movie too.
Shit.
Yeah.
Hey, I see it. I see it coming, brother. I see it, Jo. I see it coming. I'm looking at the time.
No, I'm just waiting for her. She's on her way. Don't worry.
All right.
I'll let you know when I gotta go because I'm gonna get a text saying to unlock the front door, and I'm gonna be like, no.
And that's when we had to end it. So we're gonna jump to that. JR is going to see Dawn of the Dead, the 1978 Dawn of the Dead. This motherfucker in the theaters, but it's in 3D, which I don't understand. That movie is not a 3D movie.
It's gonna be weird. And like I said, I've seen Gremlins in 3D with the 4DX, and that was miserable because not only do you have it in 3D, your fucking chair's moving around, they're shooting shit in your face. I'm like, oh my god, this would be fun if everyone would calm the fuck down for a second.
Why would Gremlins be in 4DX?
They did it last year during Christmas time. It was fun, but it was a migraine and a half.
I would have
never. It like that would work for Godzilla or
yeah.
a horror movie, but for Gremlins, I was like, oh, this is cool. But it was just a lot of rocking, and then you got the 3D glasses on. And you're like, hold on, wait, god damn it! It was.
That just fucking reminds me of when I went and saw the first Doctor Strange. We saw it in 3D, but we also smoked a fuck ton before. That movie was a trip on fucking weed. But I'll tell you, I watched Jurassic Park for the first time, stoned. And I sent that video to you guys, dude. That fucking movie, High, when that T-Rex breaks out. Oh my god, it's like I wanted to run away. I was like, fuck, I gotta run away from my bed. This thing's gonna eat me.
Dude, go watch Dawn of the Dead in theaters high in 3D. Anyways,
we're looking at bad times.
Those tickets, by the way, for 2 people were $42.
Wait,
holy shit!
What the fuck? Where you going, to the Alamo Draft House?
I'm going to the Regal.
Yo, the Regal's been pissing me off too recently. Yeah, their tickets.
Oh, Regal. They're not only raising their tickets, they add, so the convenience fee of using their app used to be $1. Then it went to $2.50. Then it went to $3.50. It's $5 for their convenience fee now. To buy the ticket, but you can't go in to buy advanced tickets. You have to do it on your phone.
Why not?
They don't allow you here.
What?
I tried so many times, and they said you have to do it through the app. We can't do it here.
It's because everything
What? You
is
should be
digital.
able to go to the kiosk or the counter.
Yep, you should be able to go to kiosk or the counter.
They don't let me. I tried so many fucking times. They wouldn't do it. And it was for Spider-Man No Way Home the last time I tried. I had to buy them on my phone, and it was a fucking convenience fee. Yeah.
Did you guys see Spider-Man when it came back in the theaters a couple of months ago? Or like a month ago?
No. I was waiting for
I want to know what footage was new.
It's probably the same shit we've been getting recut forever, right?
No, you'll probably see some extra footage with the three of them, and I mean, look.
Oh, No Way Home. I thought you were talking about Raimi's Spider-Man, the original.
No, No Way Home.
I'm talking about the newest one.
Oh,
the
that's
most recent Spider-Man.
That's my bad.
Yeah, no, that one that'll be on Disney. It should be on Disney Plus soon. Oh wait, no, they can't.
Nope, Sony owns the rights.
Sony owns it, but it's crazy because all the animated series, and it literally, because I went on today, because a buddy of mine was like, "Yo, the Tales of the Jedi is on," and I was like, "Oh shit, right? Fuck, I didn't know." So I went on today, and I was like, I'm going through Disney Plus. I'm like, oh shit, Spectacular Spider-Man. You couldn't find that shit for fucking 10 years. Oh shit. The MTV Spider-Man? What the fuck? Like, they have all the animated Spider-Mans on Disney Plus now. And I was like, holy shit. But they ain't got none of the movies. They got Deadpool. They got Logan. They got the X-Men. But they ain't got Spider-Man. Sony's like, nope. We still own that.
I mean, they don't have the greatest Spider-Man of all time. Yeah. Wow. Japanese Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Are you guys gonna try and go see Godzilla against Mechagodzilla in theaters?
Fuck no.
Nope.
That movie's boring.
Yep.
Of all the Godzilla movies, you had to pick the lamest one.
Thank you.
I love that movie. I love that series, to be honest.
I hate it.
But the reason why I bring it up is because there was something the other day being talked about that they are... Okay, I don't believe it's true. I bet it's not. But apparently the director of the SOS series was talking about reviving more Kiru movies.
Why?
Just for the hell of it. I mean, I don't know. Who the fuck knows at this point what Toho wants to do? The only thing I care about is if Toho's going to announce Singular Point Season 2.
Yeah,
great. What the fuck is that?
That's coming. Listen. They better announce that in a couple of days. Godzilla's birthday is less than a week away. It's less than a week away. So, and I took a whole week off because of that.
Are you guys going to be watching the John Carpenter? He's hosting Shout Factory, and he picks his Godzilla movies.
What is he going to say? He's going to say, yeah, this is a good Godzilla movie. Play my Halloween theme. Yeah, this is a Godzilla movie. Good, really good. Put the fog on. What is he going to do? What is he going to do? Oh, yeah, I read Godzilla in Hell. It was like my version of The Thing. Get the fuck out of here. I ain't watching that shit, man. No.
I was curious.
But I'm watching it on YouTube.
Exactly. I'll watch it on YouTube.
But I wouldn't watch the whole thing. I'd probably just watch, like, his comments.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm always down to hear a legend's thoughts, but I don't really care that much. But that's just me.
It's not just Godzilla. He chose Rodan and then War of the Gargantuas and, like, one other movie. I don't remember what it was.
Because those movies are fantastic. So wait. Yeah. What is his lineup? Is it 54
it's
Rodan?
Next week.
No, what's his lineup? Is it 54 Rodan?
The first day is 54. The second day is Rodan. The third day is Gargantuas.
So it's not Godzilla movies. It's not. It's just Toho classics.
No.
It's kaiju.
All right. I have to go. She's here. She showed up way faster than I anticipated. She must go want to see this movie pretty bad.
What movie? Oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead. Well, thanks for having me on. Happy birthday, Chase. I'm gonna go.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go watch Classic in theaters. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna hate it.
Wait, before you go, I just want to say goodbye to everybody because we are on JR's stream right now on Discord. So as soon as he hangs up, we might be going bye-bye.
Nope.
Oh,
it's a group call now. As soon as I leave, you two can keep talking, and you're live streaming on your end, so you'll be fine.
Then get the hell out of here, you freaking dogma hater. Goodbye.
Dogma sucks!
Well, and it's down to 2.
Yep.
Oh, man. So, where were we? We were talking Godzilla and... Oh, yeah, John Carpenter. Yeah, you gonna watch it?
I just posted the link. It's a whole bunch of movies.
Okay.
It's they were talking about rounding out the marathon are Rodan, Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, and War of the Gargantuas, which is a direct sequel to Toho's Frankenstein Conquers the World that shares precious little, if any, continuity with Godzilla's Showa series.
That's true.
And then he's going to make a comment about his thoughts about the Monsterverse.
Oh, okay. That's kind of interesting, to be honest. Listen, I love John Carpenter. I do. He's one of my favorites of all time. He's every Halloween I watch The Thing, and I absolutely watch The Fog. I love it. That's one of my favorite movies ever made. It's probably my favorite horror movie ever made, The Fog. And it's really not that scary. But the idea is right there. I love it.
Yeah.
So, man.
Well, how's it going, man? What's new with you?
Nothing much, brother. You know how it goes.
Yeah, just work and hanging out?
Absolutely. Oh, so let's talk real quick. Gigan Rex. What the fuck is that?
Oh, so you know that CGI thing that's been going on for a couple years now of Godzilla and Gigan?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, it's fucking cool. Basically what it is the person who made that, it's not like they made that and then Toho reached out to them. What happened is they were doing little fan things, and Toho was like, we like what you do something Godzilla for us. And this has been in the development for a few years, and I guess we're going to be getting like a 20 to 30 minute little short film. I don't know how long it's going to be, but it's like a little short film. And yeah, it's going to be just Godzilla versus Gigan because they're celebrating Gigan's anniversary on the 3rd for 50 years of Gigan. And they just decided, like, we're just going to do a little short film. And yeah, that's basically what it is. It's all it is. It's a fan film that Toho's backing. That's all it really is.
That's crazy because we're gonna have like 2 then at this point. According to you, we'll have 2 different Godzilla versus Gigans because we have the official Toho 50th anniversary Gigan film
with the suits. Yeah,
with the
right.
Suits, like last year when they did, Hedorah.
Hedorah one, yeah.
And I saw the trailer and I was like, oh my god, I was blown away. I was like, oh my god. Because there's a scene in that trailer where Godzilla's falling, and it's the 04 suit. It's the Final War suit.
Yeah.
And he's like falling, but you can see this freaking huge gash in his chest going straight down from like his neck to his navel. And I'm like, oh, so the buzzsaw is definitely going to come into play in terms of Gigan. And it was dope.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that this year, because last year was so lackluster, that they go out on good measure with his birthday this year. I mean, they're hyping it up to be, but they do that every year though. So
what do you mean by lackluster? What do you mean?
I think in terms of, I mean just in terms of like upcoming content.
Okay.
There wasn't very many spectacles to look at other than just, the Hedorah stuff and merchandise reveals, which they've been doing merchandise reveals like crazy for the past month.
And and I'm like, whoa, nothing's being saved for this Godzilla Day. which leads me to believe that not only will we see Singular Point 2, but maybe, just maybe, two things. One, something new from Toho. And two, because they're like, okay, Legendary, we see what you can do. Let us announce or give you a tease, because that's already been announced. We know Godzilla vs. Kong 2 is coming. But give us a tease of the new movie. That would be crazy. That would knock everybody's socks off. And aren't they trying to like be more aggressive when it comes to promoting shit here in the States?
That's what they say. That's what they say. They say they want to come to a point where, you know, it's not so hidden behind a curtain.
Right.
But again, we gotta, you know, you understand too that what apparently is promoting to Toho is not promoting in the United States. You know, it's so different. So it's like, you know, what does Toho mean by that? You know, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been seeing kind of rumors here and there of Singular Point 2's season 2 announced, but you know, I don't try and find anything like specific on it because I don't want to be like, okay, this is just coming from a Joe Schmo source. But it's been so frequent, and then I'm like trying to think, okay, is it just echoing, and that's where these people are getting from, or is it actually from an actual something? And I just hope that it's true. I mean, the thing is usually Toho, usually Netflix will announce like, yeah, we're not going to do a season to it, and they haven't mentioned anything, but I guess we'll find out. I mean, I hope I would like to see the season 2 come out. I just don't know how well it did.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the big thing, is we don't know the analytics of like Netflix and shit. It seems like Singular Point was a hit all around, like in Japan and here in the States. Why go through all that trouble, you know, to make this animated series? Well, you know, I guess for money. But with the MonsterVerse, like, it just feels like it's a perfect time to strike.
Well, I guess one thing we can think about too is, I mean, the difference is the battle, the Planet of the Monsters stuff that was announced as a trilogy. You know, and you know, I guess you could say, I mean, we didn't hear much about it until it was kind of around every February or something. We got like word of Godzilla, like, well, no, because they would come out in January. So I don't know, man. I don't know how it works. I just wish I knew how it works with the mindset over there of how do we announce these releases, because if that's the case, then at least there's a speculation of time. You know, because we bank on the 3rd being the day. But I remember one time we were thinking, okay, they're going to announce this on Godzilla's birthday, and then they waited till like January to announce it. And I don't remember what it was.
It was Godzilla vs. Kong. It was a trailer.
Yeah. But I know we got fucking Singular Points trailer hella fucking early. We got that, I think, in like March or February before it came out. Something like that, but I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just want, what I want basically out of these conventions, if they're not going to show like future content, I just want them to kind of like, I want to watch more of what they're saying on what they're wanting to do with Godzilla. You know, if they're not going to show, at least give us a mindset of what their plan is. You know, why? You know, and like tell us, you know, what they intend for the creature. Right now, right now what I think they're doing is they're just trying to make a merchandising empire to fund what they're wanting to do, you know, entertainment-wise. And that's what it seems like, because it's not only that, but they're doing a lot of stuff for fucking amusement parks in Europe and Asia. And they're doing, you know, just a lot of merchandising. And it's like, okay, but you got to understand, making money off of that, it doesn't really help if you keep doing that stuff because you're just putting money into that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing, but then you got to realize, then what are you going to do for this to fund your projects? I mean, look, Godzilla sure has gotten a popularity boost in the past 10 years, but you're not making probably enough money to be like, all right, we're going to start making Godzilla movies with, our Shin Godzilla quality again.
Listen,
I don't know.
Listen, and
I don't know.
And as someone who's watched Shin Ultraman, I didn't hate it. Did not hate it. But at the same time, I was kind of like, what? Like, it left me scratching my head at the end. And we're talking about like the same guys who made Shin Godzilla, which again, I did not like at all when it came out. Now I appreciate it, but I look at it in a different point of view. I look at it from the point of view that this makes more sense as a remake or clone to Godzilla 98 because this thing is not Godzilla.
Yeah.
And when I do it like that, I enjoy it more. I totally enjoy it more. I'm like, oh, it's trying to be Godzilla, but it ain't Godzilla. It's not a sequel. It's not a remake of 54. It's not that. It's more of a remake of 98 because it's not Godzilla.
It kind of makes me feel like it would be what would happen if The Thing turned into Godzilla, like actual John Carpenter's Thing.
Right, and that's
because
exactly
it would have the appearance at certain elements at time of Godzilla. Because there's certain silhouettes and moments where it's like, oh, that looks like Heisei Godzilla. But then it's like, but when it's in action and it does things, it's like, oh, it's not Godzilla.
Nope. Just so.
But I will say, if I ever get my wish or my way, Kyle Dunn will be back as Major Hicks in the MonsterVerse. I've been watching these are the for the past month. I've been watching Godzilla 2000 and Godzilla 98 and Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. And Colonel Major Hicks, I love that character. And I would love to see him in like Monarch or something as the same guy who's like, fuck Kong, fuck Godzilla.
Nuke everybody. Nuke them all.
Yeah. Get fucking Jean Reno's character in again. French Secret Service Monarch Division. Dude, come on, Bridget. Let's go. Have fucking Zilla pop up at some point.
Right?
I would be down for that, man.
If only, bro. If only.
Yeah.
But, hey, man, listen, bro. I'm about to call this. We've been here. Shit. You haven't been, but I've been here since 11 o'clock in the morning, my time. It is almost 4 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, no worries, man. I'm about to get up and go to the store anyways, so.
But Brother Chase, man, again, happy birthday, even though it was a day before, it was yesterday. Happy belated, brother. I appreciate you with us, man. I do. I love you.
And I appreciate you. I'm glad I was able. I ended up not staying at my friend's last night, so I was able to do it that way. And I'm glad I did because this was fun.
Awesome. And everybody out there in G-Show land, man, if you join us for this live stream or not, listen, it's all over the place. It really is. It just what it is. We had to reset and
it was a geek out.
Yeah, we had to restructure. But thank everybody here. I thank you. I thank JR for joining us. Lucky motherfucker watching Dawn of the Dead in 3D. I'm gonna go watch Barbarian right now. That's what I'm gonna do. All
right. Well, let me know what you think because I hear it's good, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly what I heard. What I heard is the trailers is not what is in the movie. That's what I'm looking forward to. What am I going to get myself into? I'm getting into it right now. But that'll do it for this episode of the the G Show podcast. I am G1, and we'll see you next